Here's how I upgraded and swatched my marker organizer from Temu. I like to save money, so this is the DIY version. This is what my markers looked like before. They were all disorganized and I had no swatches anywhere. I had all these little bits of paper laying around, so I figured I'd do something with them. But I had a problem. I got this cheap marker organizer on Temu, and every time I pull out a marker, the whole shelf comes out. So I figured if I'm taking all my markers out, I might as well fix this. I got some super glue, and be careful if you're using super glue because it will stick to anything really fast. I've definitely glued my fingers together before. So all I did was dab a little bit of glue on the corners where the shelves meet, and then I applied a little pressure and waited for it to dry. I didn't do every single corner where they meet, I just did it in spots so that it would hold together. You can do it however you want, I just felt like I didn't need to do that much. So then I put a marker back in just to test it, so I'm pushing the marker down a little bit and pulling it out to see if that shelf comes out, and sure enough, it worked great. So back to my little pieces of paper, I had to measure them to make sure I could get the right fit. I have 2 marker organizers, so I had to do this for each individual one because one had thicker shelves than the other one. So I measured the width of each section, and I also measured the height of each shelf. And I just put a little marker tick on the right side, and then I put a little tick on the left side of my paper. Then I took a ruler and I made the 2 tick marks meet, and I just cut that piece of paper down the line that I just created. I thought about using my big cutter tool, but these are such tiny little pieces of paper, I felt like I'd have more control if I just used scissors, and I did. It took a little bit longer, but I think it turned out better than if I would have used my big cutter. So I did this 2 ways. The first way is that I just used a long strip of paper, and I just swatched each section, and then I wrote out the color on each section, like the color code. But there came a time where I was messing up, so in some spots I ended up cutting my little individual swatches and adding them, which made me start thinking that it's not a bad idea to do that. If you're moving markers around, then you can just swatch over and you don't have to worry about doing the whole thing. So I eventually switched to just doing one at a time. And I actually was thinking after I made this video that I could have just glued them directly on with the super glue that I was using, but at the time I was using tape. It's not a super fancy solution, but I was thinking about functionality more than aesthetics at this point. This disorganization of my markers has been driving me absolutely crazy. And after each section, I made sure to put my markers back in just to make sure that they didn't get stuck or pull the tape out, and made sure that the tape was down really good. I've been using this for about a week now, and I absolutely love it. I also used a white gel pen on anything that was really dark. And because I had to swatch out every single marker that I had, I found a lot of duplicates. So I have a whole bin of markers that I was able to take out of my marker organizer and just use for backups when I run out. And it was so satisfying to put all my markers back in. Now they're all organized by color and by lightest to darkest. And this sounds so dumb, but I've been using alcohol markers for a couple of years now. And this is the first time I've done this, and I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. And I can easily replace the swatches. So let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.